I got a question for you. Are you working hard or are you hardly working? What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice, and welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, where we give artists the resources they need to be successful without having to wait on a record label, because you don't need to wait on a record label. And today we're going to be talking about the difference between thinking you're working hard and actually working hard. And this actually took me some time to figure this out, because looking back for the longest time, I wasted so many years and so much time doing what I thought was work and doing what I thought was going to get me further in my career that essentially got me nowhere. And the one thing that I was doing is there was a hookah bar that I used to perform at. It was pretty local. Not a lot of people showed up. It was probably like 50 to 100 people per night. And I would perform there like once a week or once every other week, like pretty frequently, pretty consistently. And the problem with that was I thought, okay, because I'm rapping, because I'm performing, because I'm doing this and doing that I'm getting press, that I'm, blowing up, that I'm on my way to being successful. That was not the case at all. What actually was going on was I essentially was like at an open mic. And pretty much I was there with other no-name rappers. People weren't even there to come watch us perform. They were there to be at the hookah bar. And it just so happened that we were there performing at the same time. So I was like, oh yeah, no, I have this performance tonight. Come through to the show. And it was not that at all. And so in the long run, it turns out I actually wasted so many Friday and Saturday nights being at this hookah bar. I wasted so much time putting into like songs I would put out back at that time that I wouldn't promote by any means. I would work on songs that sometimes I didn't even put out. And it's like, oh no, I'm working on my craft. I'm developing my craft. I'm building, which is true, but it didn't get my career any further. Because you could be working on your craft, which is like the skills and the technical abilities, but you're not necessarily working on your career, which the career is like what's actually going to give you sustainable income, what's going to give you the fans, what's going to build you, what you need to be successful. And so my problem was I thought because I was up on stage, which it wasn't even a stage, it was like the corner right next to a DJ, no room to perform. It was not very good situations, but I was like, yeah, dude, I'm a rapper, I'm doing what rappers do. And once I figured out that that was not the way to, go about working hard, then I completely switched up the way that I was operating. Like, I went from spending my Fridays and Saturday nights being in a hookah bar, performing for people who didn't care, to actually taking my Fridays and Saturday nights and spending it in a studio, or, building content, maybe shooting a video, creating different posts that I'm going to be using throughout the week. And when I started doing that and completely changed, my mindset and completely changed just the approach of how I was doing things, I actually started to notice like a noticeable growth in my career. I started getting more fans, I started getting more followers, started getting more views, more plays on my songs, more likes, more shares. That's when I actually started to put in the legwork and stop saying, oh, okay, if I perform or if I'm out at the club, showing face, that's going to get me successful. A lot of rappers think that, oh, if I'm at the club every weekend and I got my mixtape ready, or I'm ready to perform, that it's eventually just going to happen. There's going to be A&R at the thing. They're going to discover me, and it's going to be smooth sailing from here. That is not the case at all. Those are the type of people who, like I said, I was that person who was not hard working. I thought I was working hard, but I was actually working stupid and wasting my time. So don't be that same person who's making the same mistake that I did. Evaluate everything that you're doing. So if you don't notice a change or an increase in the views, followers, likes, anything within a couple months, maybe a month or two of doing something, readjust. Start thinking, what can I change about this? Or maybe just completely scrap that idea altogether and move to something new. That's entirely up to you, depending on, what you're doing and everything like that. But find out what works, and don't just think, just because I'm rapping, just because I'm writing songs, just because I have my mixtape in the trunk of my car, that I'm going to be successful, because that's not the case. It's the people that take the long nights, who take the weekends, and they just literally spend all their free time promoting their music, building content around their music, making new music, talking with fans, connecting with fans, engaging. Those are the people who are truly going to be successful in their music career, because they realize time is valuable, and if you waste time partying now when you should be working, you're not going to be able to party later when you want to be and when you think you'll be successful. So that's what I tell people all the time, is if you have something called delayed gratification, which essentially is the ability to tell yourself, no, I don't need it right now, I can wait to the future, you're going to have a so much better career with your music and with your life. Because people that have the ability to use delayed gratification are the people that are disciplined, are the people that work towards things, because they realize I'm not in it for right now. It may not be the easy road right now, but down the road, that's when things are going to get good. That's when I'm going to have the money, the yacht, the women, the lifestyle, everything like that. But if you think about having it now, when you're not made like that, when you don't have the money like that, those are the people who end up faking it till they make it, and they don't make it because they lose all their money faking it. So don't be an artist who thinks they're working hard. Be an artist that actually is working hard. Make the most out of your weeks, all the free time that you have. Make sure you check out the other videos previously. We talked about a lot of great topics like this. Have a great week.